Video, I'll show you how to write an effective letter of explanation, or otherwise known as a statement of purpose, for a Canada study visa. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Mr. Joshua Edoen from Swanberry Educational Services. Now, a statement of purpose, otherwise known as a letter of explanation, it's a very important document that you should include in your visa application. You should put this statement of purpose as part of your document. In fact, I think after your finances, this is the next most important document that should be added to your visa application. So, I'll be taking you on a journey where I will show you different sessions that you should include in your statement of purpose. This video will be placed into chapters, so feel free to skip to the chapter and feel free to watch over and over again. Also, try and watch to the end, because I have a very useful information I'll let you know at the end. I'll give you some useful tips and tricks at the end of this video. Alright, let's go over to today's topic. Now, the very first thing you should write in your visa statement of purpose is like the heading. You can just say letter of explanation for Mr. or Miss or Mrs. XYZ. That should be your name. After you've written the heading, the next part is the introduction. I normally recommend you use a catchy introduction using a story-like format. Like you can start with talking about the advantages of that particular course that you are going to study in Canada. Then you now relate that advantage to how it will be beneficial to you as an individual with regards to your current employment, and how it will be beneficial to the country at large. For more examples, I'll be posting a sample of statement of purpose that I've written in a subsequent video, so watch out for that particular video. Now, the introduction letter, I would not recommend you start complaining, talking about the troubles that you have in your country, talking about or putting your country in a bad light. That is not an effective strategy. I would rather you make them see the reason why you are going to study, or you can start with a very catchy storyline about how this particular the benefits of that particular course that you are going to study, the benefits and the usefulness it will be to your country. The next section should be, why do you want to study in Canada instead of your home country? In as much as we all know that, okay, the education in Canada is more advanced than your country, you should not start saying negative things about your home country. Instead, highlight the positive features of studying in Canada. You can talk about its diversity. You can talk about, when I mean diversity, different communities, different culture. It's like a confluence point for different personalities from different parts of the world. You can talk about the diversity, you can talk about the hands-on experience, you can talk about the class size, you can talk about the style of teaching, you can talk about the robust economy. There are so many things you can talk about. Chat for the video whereby I will show you the examples. Then the next section or the next paragraph you should talk about is why you chose this particular school. Yes, there are many schools that offer such courses in Canada. So why did you not choose this particular school? Let's say, for example, you are going to Fleming College, you are going to Trent University. Okay, why are you studying in Trent University and not Fleming College? Or why are you studying in University of Manitoba instead of University of Toronto? So in this particular paragraph, you talk about things like the class size, you talk about the ranking of the school, you can talk about the alumni of the school. You can talk about how this school, they have vast knowledge in that particular field. So once you are done saying all these things about the school, it's not time to go to the next paragraph. The next paragraph, you should talk about your working experience and your academic experience. Now, talk about you can start from your grade 12. Okay, that is your high school, your secondary school, or whatever it's called in your region or your country or wherever you are. You can start by talking about your high school. Like, for example, I graduated from XYZ High School in the year 2010 and obtained this certificate, after which I proceeded to this university, that is, or this polytechnic or this college of education. I studied this and I obtained such certificate. Let's say I obtained a BSc degree in engineering. You can discuss. Then after that, you proceed with, you talk about your work experience. Now, you can do it in a chronological manner, that is, in an ascending manner, starting from the earliest dates. You can say, okay, I did it in 2012. I graduated from high school. I obtained a WAEC O-level certificate. Then I proceeded to university. I obtained a certificate in engineering. Then you can, after that, I got employment in so and so company, and I worked as this. My key responsibilities is this and this. Then you relate it to the course that you are trying to go and study. Okay, in this particular job, I have had the opportunity of meeting XYZ, doing XYZ tasks, and this has opened me up to this particular course, and this is one of the reasons why I think, or I know, that studying this particular course will be very, very instrumental in my professional and career development. Then the next paragraph, or the next subheading that you should be talking about, is your finances. Your finances is very important. Now, in this particular session, you state, okay, how you intend to be your program to be financed. You can say, okay, my program will be financed by my father, by my mother, or by myself. Then you talk about, okay, the source of their funds. Let's say, for example, my father will be financing my program, and this, my father works at so AYB company as so and so. I have attached his bank statement, I have attached his employment letter, I have attached these documents to prove his finances and his liquidity. Then you can now go and give a summary, okay? Summary of expenses. The total cost of tuition for 1 year is X amount, or then the total cost of tuition for the total program is this amount. Estimated living expenses, it's let's say 10,000 Canadian dollars times the number of years. You can say, okay, estimated living expenses for 1 year is 10,000 Canadian dollars. Estimated expenses for the total duration of the program is, you talk the amount. Then after you've said that, the next thing you should do is, okay, I have paid so and so amount of school fees. So for the first year, this is the balance of the tuition, that the tuition and living expenses that is left. Then you can now state all your finances. Okay, in my father's account, I have X amount of money in naira. Let's say, for example, my father's account has 30 million naira, which is equivalent to, you state the amount in Canadian dollars using rates gotten from oanda.com as at today. Then you state, okay, if you are receiving other source of finances from other sources, you state it. Now it's time for you to summarize. You can say, with an estimated expenses of 30,000 Canadian dollars per year and having paid a tuition deposit of 8,000 Canadian dollars, I have a balance expenses of 21,000 Canadian dollars. And with, as my sponsor, my father has pledged to support me with, let's say, 35,000 Canadian dollars as evident in his bank account, I can conveniently cover the balance of my tuition and living expenses without having recourse to public funds or working while in Canada. Then you can use that to end that paragraph on finances. Then the next section you should talk about is home ties, family ties, home ties. In this place, pay attention to it very serious. And since you pay attention to this particular section, tell them why you will come back to Nigeria or your home country. You can tell them about your families. You can tell them about you all your life you grew up in your home country, so you have friends, family, professional networks that you would return to. If, let's say, for example, you have you are a prince, for example, and you have a throne that you have to come back to, or you are married, your family is back here, you tell them about it, that okay, I'm married, my family, they are all back here in Nigeria or your home country, and I would return back to them. Another very good thing you can use as a proof of home ties is your work. You can tell them that your work would always take you back to Nigeria. How? You get a study leave from your employer and you include it among the documents you're going to put as your supporting documents. A study leave, you can get your employer to write you a study leave for 2 years or 1 year according to the policy of your organization. So when you do that, you must have successfully proved beyond any reasonable doubt that you would return to your home country. Then the next session you should talk about is travel history. If you have travel history, then your future plans. But if you don't have travel history, talk about your future plan. When you graduate, what you intend to do. Yes, you can find a way of incorporating your future plans in your home ties. You can just write it as a fresh paragraph. Then the last section, you're going to write about like a conclusion. Now, I normally recommend you just scan the major points that you have written all through the essay, and you just give a summary and write a conclusion like this. Okay, I know that getting a visa not a right but a privilege. I would like to crave your indulgence to please avail me this privilege so that I can fulfill my study dreams, or I can advance my career through this study program. Please find a list of supporting documents. So I'll write all the supporting documents. With this, I believe if you write it, you stand a better chance of securing your Canada study visa. So thank you very much. There are things that you should not do. Don't you copy and paste another man's letter of explanation. Another thing you should avoid. Yes, I know we are in the era of ChatGPT and the rest. Good, you can do your research, use it to get points, but whatever you are copying and you are pasting, make sure you edit it. I've seen students copy and paste as it is generated on the AI that generated it, with all those curly brackets, even without reading it. So always ensure you read it. Then, if possible, if you use AI related to generate if you use any AI to generate statement of purpose, or to generate any part, or to do your research, always ensure that this what they generated for you vet it. All right, thank you very much. Please be mindful of your tone, mindful of your mechanical accuracy. There are free tools out there that you can use to check your grammar. I wish you a successful application. Watch out for the video where I'll be showing you different statement of purpose or recently successful students. Thank you very much.